Hey everybody, Fairwind Cosplay here. Sorry about my voice, I'm getting over a sinus infection and my voice isn't back to normal yet, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. So this past weekend I went to visit EMCon Anime Fest at the East Meadow Library. EMCon's been around for the last 8 years, but I've never heard of it until last year, and I've never been able to go until this year. So Aurelian and I decided we would try it out together yesterday and see how it was. It was a lot of fun. The weather unfortunately bummed us out. There was an outside artist alley area that required you to leave the physical library and walk into a tent and then see the rest of the vendors and the artists there. Because we were wearing costumes and specifically shoes that weren't weather appropriate, especially not for walking on wet, muddy grass, we couldn't go check it out, but I was able to go back and see it today by myself. So EMCon is a free convention at the library that caters to specifically anime, but they have events focusing on cosplay, gaming, children's programming, and lots of other really cool niche kinds of things. Now, my first impression is what a fun idea, especially in a library where they have comic books and graphic novels, manga on display, and it's a great place for a community to reach out and have lots of fun together. I will say I definitely felt my age at this convention. As time goes on, I start wondering, like, wow, I'm more than a quarter century old, I'm 26, and the kids seem to keep getting younger and younger and younger. I went to my friend Rizuki's panel on cosplay positivity yesterday, and she's immortal as far as anyone else is concerned, but she revealed her age, and people were, like, shocked. They're like, wow, you look really good. And I was like, she's not that old. And if she's older than me, if that makes her old, then what am I? Oh my god. She's a little bit older than I am, but I'm definitely feeling, wow. It makes you wonder, like, I've been cosplaying for 10 years, since I was 16 years old, and these kids are like 12, 13, 14, and it was a little jarring, to say the least, to see all these kids. And I'm a high school English teacher. That's what I do when I'm not performing on stage. And these kids are younger than my students, and they're cosplaying, and they're also, you know, they're engaging in a kind of a dialogue that I don't think people would have engaged in back in my day, at least not people that young and in public. So it's a little like, oh my god, okay. But maybe that's just me being old. I don't know. It is definitely a really fun, family-friendly kind of environment, and especially today with the weather being nicer, far nicer than it was yesterday. People were outside, they were doing dance covers, they were chilling in the trees when there wasn't programming, and it was cute. It was a nice time. It was nice that it was free. You could get in regardless. There were kids of all ages, parents, people like me, people like Aurelian, you know, all walks of life, all age groups, all ethnicities, all together to celebrate cosplay and anime. In terms of programming, there wasn't very much in the way of, like, formal panels. Michelle Knotts from Pokemon, she's a voice actress, was there. Rizuki had a panel, she was the featured cosplay guest. There were a few dance performances by a K-pop dance studio. There was a DJ, there was, like, free open gaming, there was a D&D tournament that was going on. They played movies like Spirited Away in a panel room down in the basement. It was nice. There was definitely something for everyone. There was, like, a craft area, a coloring area where you could color pictures or make animal ear headbands, things like that. So I took it upon myself yesterday to try and film a cosplay music video. I've been in several, but I've never made one. Now, I didn't have my good camera with me, but I did my best on my phone, and I think it came out kind of cute. This is definitely something I'd love to do more in the future as well. So hopefully my skills will improve and the content will get better too. But there are so many young cosplayers, and so many of them express so much interest and excitement in being part of a cosplay music video. I don't know how many of them told me, like, wow, I've always wanted to be in one of these things. So that was really nice to hear, and it was nice to make them feel included and appreciated for what they're doing. It takes a lot of guts to get out there and cosplay, especially at a young age, especially when cosplay is it's way more mainstream now than it was when I was a kid, or when Liz or Aurelian were kids, for sure. But it still takes a lot of guts to get out there and dress up like a fictional character and wear something that you might not wear in everyday life, or pretend to be another character. Really, cosplay is such a unique kind of hobby, and you have to be very brave to do it, especially in public. It was nice to see so many young cosplayers working their craft and making new friends and learning about what it means to be a cosplayer, especially from veterans like Liz, who's been doing this since 1998. She's been doing this a long time. So it was nice to hear from these kids that they feel more positive and open about what it is they're doing, rather than, you know, discrimination or judgment from their peers. So watching that panel and seeing them react so happily and even flocking to her table long after the panel was done, that was really nice. I did manage to get to the dealer's hall per se today, and I picked up these really, really cute handmade resin hair clips. They're sea stars that my podmate Mermaid Rose, or Rose Maiden Cosplay, made, so I got 2 of them. I got a large one and a small one. This is the small one, I'll show you. So these are made of resin, and there's glitter embedded with a beautiful crystal in the center. These are going to be perfect for my Mermaid Melody costume that I'm doing, and you'll see Hannon in a couple weeks for a photo workshop. But thank you to Mermaid Rose for making these. They're beautiful. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Cosplay Contest. The hosts of the Cosplay Contest, I'll tell you what, they have so much energy. They're a really, really positive, amped up group of hosts. There's 3 of them. And they really, really did a great job at getting the audience pumped and ready to clap and yell and support everyone who went up on that stage. The one thing I would change is the organization layout of the costume contest itself. It was very disorganized. Nobody was standing in a line. The competition categories were blurred. There were people competing in 3 different categories when they should have only been in 1. I don't know. There were a lot of entries, and I guess there were a lot of late entries, so that muddled things. But people couldn't follow directions, they didn't stay in the line, and I think in terms of organization, something should be done to improve that for next time. But that's my only criticism. So I didn't get to see the end of the cosplay competition. I had to go pick up Aurelia, and actually I'm waiting for her right now. But I would very much like to see who won, and I'm sure that news will be coming out very shortly. So I just wanted to give you my really quick review and thoughts about EMCon. Again, I think it was a great time. I wish the weather yesterday had been a little bit better, and I wish Aurelian could have joined me today, especially since most of the big events like the big costume contest was today instead of Saturday. All in all, I think EMCon is a great asset to the Long Island cosplay community. It's much beloved, fast-growing, attracts people of all walks of life, and inspires young cosplayers to get out there and do something new. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Hopefully next time you hear me talk, I'll have my voice back, and Aurelian will be with me. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!